Yes, it's not my first trip here, but it's my first time working at Sofia Opera. Yes, we've had lots of great meetings, lots of wonderful people working in the opera. I'm working very closely with Nela and Christian in the department here to realise the set. So yeah, we're excited. This is the first time we work together, but last 2 years ago now, I worked with Simon Benison, who is the lighting designer for this production, and he and Vera are friends from 15 years ago, I think, and he recommended me for the job.
4 meters?
Това колко е?
This is 3.6.
Това е 3,5, 3,60.
And the bar goes here.
Това ти е чигата, нали?
So with this production of the Magic Flute, I guess a lot of my inspiration has come from theatre. The Magic Flute or Die Zauberflöte is a Singspiele. It's like a sort of it has a kind of vaudevillian feeling to it anyways. It's all these short little scenes and the styles of music are really different. It's sort of like everybody gets to show off. You know, the Queen gets to sing her highest notes and Silvestre sings his lowest notes, and Papageno is as funny as he can be. Everyone's being the most of something. It's quite playful and a lot of jokes and a lot of that style. When I was reading the libretto, I thought it really would make sense as a vaudeville, kind of leaning into theatre and the traditions of the 1920s and 30s, kind of Weimar Germany. It's written in German, so I thought all these things kind of linked together for me to look at this kind of world of, I suppose, the night of theatres and of clubs and casinos and this kind of places that people gather in the night. So that's kind of the main inspiration, the world of cinema and of cabaret. They're in the libretto, they're in the music, it's everywhere, everything happens in threes and all these symbols and things. So I think we are taking some of energy from this in terms of this idea of like a secret club and so on, but for us the primary interpretation is not about the Masonic thing. For me the most interesting thing I think is about creating a piece of opera that people really want to see, that will bring a lot of joy and a lot of from very old to very young, that many different types of people will be able to enjoy it and feel that the piece is accessible and exciting to them.
He means the street club.
I understand. Pieces of my model, my maquette, and this is all separate pieces that are there. You will see later how they go together on the actual stage, but for now this is kind of different elements. So I am working quite in the tradition of theatre with a lot of moving set pieces, a lot of changing of, because the Magic Flute is always very challenging for a designer because it changes location like 20 times or something. So I have tried to create a sort of to relocate each scene to a place within our world, or kind of imagine 1920s movie world. This is the box office for the cinema and the theatre, and this sign goes with it. So that's one sequence there. It's one design, and then we have this theatre. We're calling it the Theatre of the Queen of the Night. This is also really funny for me because I don't speak any Bulgarian. So I'm designing all these signs in Bulgarian and I don't really know what they say. I have to check with people that they're correct. And then this is for the Queen of the Night. I kind of like the idea of casting her as a sort of like a diva in a dressing room with this kind of big mirror and lights around her reflecting. This is for a different scene. It's for the first time we meet Pamina, and she's taken prisoner. So I have her in this kind of birdcage because she is sort of trapped. Again, it like references like Dita Von Teese or kind of cabaret performance, dancers, burlesque, all these kind of this world. Plans in 2D like this, all the drawings of how it all works technically. But then it's very useful for the builder to be able to look at a thing and say, okay, how did that go together? How does it work? And normally the rule is if it's hard to build in a model, it will be hard to build in real life. Normally you would have maybe a whole year, but on this project we had to work with a very condensed time, unusually tight. So we're kind of racing to try and keep up with ourselves. With the libretto, listen to the music, and then I start to think a bit about what it is I want to say, what I want to bring to the piece, what part of me do I want to pull out. Yeah, I think for me I had this sort of I had two kind of ideas. One was a more abstract world, more contemporary, a lot of mirror and kind of more in the world of nature. And the other idea I had was more in this world. And I sort of thought that this might be more comedic, more playful. It might work better for what we wanted to do. So I proposed this idea to Vera and to Marta, who's costume designer, and when they liked it and they approved it, then we got working. And then I did a lot of referencing. So lots and lots of research, looking through books, libraries, kind of old films, old costumes, and kind of gathering information about, like, to build this ticket office, I've probably looked at photographs of like 40 different small booths for selling tickets, and then I take, okay, that one is this and that one is like that, and it's grounded in a combination of history and the real world, and then also kind of a fantasy and what it is you want to do and say. I think for me the fairy is the night. It's like the magic of the night. Like what happens if we go out? What happens in the cinema or in the theatre or in the club when we dance or we drink or we gather together? That creates a kind of magic between people. And for me, I think that is the magic, the kind of relationships between people and how they can help each other, how they can help each other understand what is the meaning of why we are living, really. What are we doing? The doors are about, I suppose, the quests. Tamina's on this big kind of never-ending quest and journey to what lies behind the door. What is the right journey? How do I find the true meaning? So we are using them in a few different sequences, and also they are mobile. You know, they're on wheels and they can move very fast on the stage, which means that we can create a lot of different shapes, and it's kind of exciting to me to create something which can be moving and changing. I like when opera feels like it's close to theatre, that the people feel recognisable. They feel sort of like normal people who you could meet. I'm less interested in things that are all about lords and kings and everything for me, it's not so interesting. I think some people devalue entertainment. They think, oh, it should be very difficult and serious and complicated. Then it's really good art, and I don't think that's true. I think art is to create people, joy in people. That for me, that's more important. Hi, my name is Moli O'Katън. I am the set designer of the Magic Flute at Sofia Opera. I would like to invite you to our premiere on March 14th, and I hope you will enjoy the production.